welcome back to another episode of Perils of the Warp. This is episode number 33. This is Grimworks Warhammer podcast, I guess. Everything Warhammer. But my name is Roman and co-host.
My name is John. Also, I was unaware of a conversation, if there was a conversation, about when we would start with music for the opening. I know it's like the third or fourth time we've done it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I figured the first time was just a one-off.
Yeah, I like hearing music before everything starts off. I mean, I would do it all with skits. I would like to do the skits every week, but finding ways to make excuses to roll dice or write skits for rolling dice.
How many times are we actually gonna Perils?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, John, tons.
Yeah.
Me, not so much. I'm a pretty good roller.
Which is not great because I'm playing Thousand Suns in 30k, and as soon as I peril, my whole army just goes.
He's
fuck.
so scared. You know what? Let's just dive right into it. We'll go with games played. Me and John played a fucking Heresy game maybe a week ago. He had 3 dice, and it was Warp Charge. It was Warp Charge 2, right?
Yeah.
It was a Warp Charge 2 spell, and I only had 1 dice. I could not dispel it, even if he got it. And he just refused to throw 3 dice because he was scared of perils. No reason, like nothing. There's hardly a chance you're gonna perils.
I missed 2 spells on 2 consecutive turns because I didn't use all the dice available to me. I was just like, oh, I hope I get it with this 1 die.
Yeah, if you have multiple spells, like, yeah, just do some math and fucking do it, but don't be scared to fucking throw dice.
You've seen me roll, Roman.
But you don't roll good enough to roll double 6.
No, but I roll bad enough to roll double 1s.
Alright, fair enough. So, games played. I've only played the Heresy game in the last couple of weeks, so that was good. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I have to retrain my brain to not be so disheartened after losing like big things, because it was a 1,000-point game. Me and John decided just to step it up for this little battle we were gonna have, because he wanted to use this Daredeo.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I maybe have 1,000 points, and like through mid-maxing everything I had, I was able to make it to 1,000 points. And in 1 turn, he like almost pretty much killed my Contemptor. Like, brought it down to 1.
Yeah, brought your Contemptor down to 1.
He blew up both of my land speeders. Which, again, they're land speeders.
Yeah.
My mistake that I didn't jink them. I should have. I didn't. So, I had lost those, and then my Contemptor was down to 1. He had his special Terminators for Iron Warriors. So I was just like, fuck, alright, I guess it's just gonna die. And it didn't. And it held out 1 point for a very long time.
Yeah.
So just losing those 2 land speeders, I was just so like, fuck. I guess I'm gonna have to forfeit because I can't like gain enough objectives to like turn this around. And John convinced me, like, just keep playing, see what happens. And I ended up taking that victory.
I mean, if it was 40k and you were like, oh man, I don't think I come back from this,
yeah.
I'd be like, alright, let's rack them up and start again. But
Yeah.
in 30k, like, it's the most beat stick fucking game there is.
Yeah, it's very swingy. I like that it is swingy. So that just kind of reaffirmed my love for Heresy and how much I like it over 8th edition at the moment. But that being said, I'm going to be helping out with the Alamo GT, and I have to brush up on 8th edition, so I'm gonna buckle down and really learn it.
Yeah, I am also helping out with the Alamo GT, but that was more accidental than anything else. David Villarreal sent me a message, and he was like, "Hey, you want to help? You want to help me with the Alamo GT?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna play," and he's like, "We just sold out." That's why I'm asking if you want to help. And I was like, fuck! I was sitting on the fucking toilet at work, and I got his message, and I was just, It went from a good poop to a bad poop real quick.
Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, if you're, well, you can't really buy your way into the Animal GT. But it is March 17th through the 19th. Next year, we'll see how all this turns out, and possible that they decide to upgrade where they're gonna go, or how
Yeah,
they're
because I
going
mean
to,
we're
like,
still a month away and it's sold out. You know.
yeah. So I'm sure there was other people that were in John's position, like, oh, I'll, join in this time. But that goes to show you, do not procrastinate.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear about it and you really want to do it, just pull the trigger, find the money somehow.
It's not even that I didn't have the money. It's just I didn't think it was gonna sell out. I still had a month.
Yeah, well, that's what you get for not going to fucking San Antonio's premier grand tournament, dog, for Warhammer 40K.
Yeah, remember the Alamo.
That's right. So yeah, I'll be helping there. So I've been talking a lot of shit about 8th edition, but I'm gonna have to learn 8th edition through FAQs and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, so I mean, it's still gonna be a fun weekend. You know,
Sure.
hanging out with Red Star guys is just always awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And there's beer.
Yeah.
And then David was gracious enough to let me be the ringer for Sunday, which is after people drop because they don't like, they're just like, oh, I'm losing, I don't want to be here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
If it ends up with an odd number, I'll be able to play on Sunday.
Okay.
So
cool.
that'll be nice. And then I'll be able to do what I wanted to do last year, which is like basically stock the top 10 so I can get stuff to talk about in the podcast. Last year I tried doing that on Sunday because I didn't have a great record Saturday, but I took a fun army. I always take a fun army to GT. I don't do competitive. But what I wanted for Sunday was just to like fucking hover the fuck over the top 10 table so I can get information for the podcast.
Yeah.
But I got a very angry look when I tried to drop because that would have made it odd.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, I'll keep playing.
But yeah. So anybody that's going to the GT, we'll see you there.
Yes, we will.
We'll be in
our bright yellow shirts.
Yeah, bright neon yellow shirts. But yeah, that's it for games played and everything like that. What about hobby? What have you been doing for hobby?
For hobby, the hobby. The year of painting does not have very much painting, but goddamn, does it have a lot of building.
Mm-hmm.
I built up the Leviathan. I haven't magnetized it yet, but that's next on the agenda.
Mm-hmm.
I built Abaddon. Beautiful fucking model.
It looks like it, yeah. I ain't gonna talk shit about
it. And I started building my Greater Possessed, because I'm making a Demonkin army, but it's gonna be Slanesh Demonkin.
Mm-hmm.
It's the army I was halfway through building on the last episode.
Yep.
So I'm still working on that, trying to get everything put together. And I think that's it for hobby progress. A little bit of 30K stuff. I did a bunch more tax. I got tax armless right now that are ready to go with my last cannons and missile launchers, my underslung ones that I got. And that's it. It's a lot of building. Weather hasn't been good for priming with rattle cans, and so.
Today was actually pretty good because that's some of the hobby progress I have. Today, we're getting ready, of course, just to timestamp it. Tonight we're gonna go see Avengers Endgame. So
yeah.
We're all excited about it. I'm actually excited about it, even though I don't do the I'm excited about it. Reserved is what I am. But I was thinking, well, we're gonna be doing this podcast. We're gonna have some time in between. So let me bring some stuff, and I just brought a whole bunch of things, and I just rattle primed them right now. You can see them on the big table here at the studio.
It looks like you're trying really hard to get 2K ready for the food drive event.
Is that it? Is that what you're thinking, 2K?
I'm thinking 2K.
I got 2K.
If it's only 4 people, I was thinking 2.5.
2.5.
Yeah. But if it end up getting to 6 people, they'll have to share a table. So I'm thinking 2K.
Yeah, we'll have to find a final tally for how many people are
Yeah.
interested in it. Um, but I'm super interested. I'm in. If I have to drop out of that just so I can like help facilitate that, I will. It's not even a problem. If there's more people that want to, and I have to drop out, completely fine. But I am going to. Um, I just reprimed the Sicarian tank that I got from Adam. So that's gonna be painted up soon. I got some of the weapons for the Leviathan, the Gravflux Cannon, I think is what it's called,
Hmm.
and then the Siege Claw.
18 inches of rollback onto my own goddamn self.
It's fucking awesome. I love that rule. Just because like you don't wound the same way, like you just have the template and wherever it lands, whoever is under it takes a 2d6 strength test. So which means you have to equal or go below most people it's 4.
Yeah.
So on 2d6 you're more than likely going to be rolling more than a 4,
Yep.
and it's just instant death. Like it's just dead. Does not matter. So I'm just like, that is fucking perfect. I love that. Um, Same thing for like, I'm sure it's more. It can be used for vehicles, but
Yeah.
that seems like a straight up fucking
It is good
infantry
against
killer.
it is good against vehicles. I don't
Mm-hmm.
remember exactly what it does. Um, but I know it's good against
Mm-hmm.
vehicles. But for right
Oh, I
now,
think for vehicles it's 3d6.
yeah, to go
So
against
yeah,
armor value.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But I have to double check again. Still learning heresy
Yeah.
stuff. But
I went with the butcher cannons on mine.
okay.
Not as great in 30K
Mm-hmm.
as it is in 40K. But I'm using my Leviathan for both for Iron Warriors,
Mm-hmm.
so um, I figure the weapons are expensive enough that I don't have to buy them all at one time.
Yeah,
So
for
for
sure.
right now, I'm starting off with the butcher cannons,
Mm-hmm.
strength 7, AP 3, still good for taking down tanks
Yep.
and small vehicles. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I got the I think it's the Siege Claw, not the Siege Drill. Siege Claw. Um, so that's pretty cool. I modeled it different, and I have it all. I haven't magnetized those two. Those two weapons have to be magnetized, but the Leviathan itself is. I painted up. I painted. I primed the Contemptor Dreadnought with his awesome Havoc launcher backpack, or like bow tie, and like the hair tie. Um, the prime disarm stuff like that, but also the Sicaran, the two dreadnoughts. Oh, a librarian in Terminator armor.
Oh,
Go
the
ahead.
special edition one
The
holding
special edition with
the
him holding his flame. I did that. The trying to remember if there was anything else. Oh, just the regular Legion Praetor or the Legion Centurion model, the Terminator version. So they're
from
all
Betrayal
primed.
of Cal.
Yeah, yeah. No, the other one, the Forge World ones, the one where it's the
Oh
Cataphracti
yeah, yeah. He has
and
the
the
sword
power armor,
and the
the Volkite
yeah.
Serpentia or whatever it's called. Um, but yeah, just did a little rattle can on them. It was hot outside, so it dried super quick. Um, so I just did that. I've assembled some a Legion support squad, a tactical support squad. I'm still debating whether or not I want to use Meltas, Flamers, or if I just want to magnetize them and just do that. Um, and the other, oh, my heavy support squad, which is just the rocket launchers. So gonna be doing that soon. As for actual painting, it's just been on the commission. Again, it's pretty slow going, but I'm thinking of doing some things to kind of speed that along. I'm trying to figure out like a way so I can really start shelling them out because I've done a good amount of them, but I need to step it up even more right now um, because I have until the end of May, the end of next month. Um, so I'm just gonna find different ways. I'm pretty sure I'm finding ways in my head so I can mess with that. But just been working on that as far as painting, and as soon as I'm done with that commission, it's on to painting for the food can drive that we'll be hosting in late June, and we'll talk more about that later. But also, in Heresy Resurrection, if you are interested in heresy in the San Antonio area, go ahead and join the Heresy Resurrection group on Facebook. Just click for an invite, and we'll accept you. But there is a global campaign from, I think, some Australian dudes that are doing. It's called the Omelia Celia conflict, and or Omega Celia. I don't remember the exact name, but it is going to be part of the league, and it's going to be on a day that they're having it. I believe it's a Saturday in June where they're thinking about doing that. Excuse me. And we're probably gonna do like a 1250. We're not gonna break away from the escalation thing. It hasn't been finalized as of yet, but we're thinking it's gonna still be the 1250. And it's just part of a global campaign for anybody that wants to do it. You can go ahead and check it out. I know that on the I Have Horse podcast group, if you're on that on Facebook, they have a link for that, so you can look at all of the special, like, what that event entails and everything that's going to be going on. But as we get closer to it, we'll talk more about that. But that's pretty much it for Hobby Progress. As far as the main topics, I have some stuff to go over the White Dwarf, because I thought it was pretty good this month, even though, not a lot of people picked it up, most likely because it's more AOS orientated more than anything. But on the subject of painting, in the April's White Dwarf, they actually have a heresy paint guide for everybody. Go ahead and look at it, because it goes over the Sons of Horus, Death Guard, Emperor's Children, Iron Hands, Iron Warriors, Night Lords, Raven Guards, Salamanders, Word Bearers, World Eaters, and then the other ones kind of just stay the same, so they don't really go over them. Like White Scars, Blood Angels, they didn't change. So
Alpha Legion didn't change.
Yeah, so they're just like, go ahead and look at those, you'll be fine. But on top of that, they actually have a really cool article going over weathering. And it's weathering a battle tank. It looks like it's a Sakaran. It's a Sakaran. So it's just going over, like, they use some of the Forge World weathering powders, and how they use the foam to do the battle damage, which I do, but I do not do it on this tiny a scale. I have to try it just to see how that looks. And I've also looked at some other technique. It's called the hairspray technique, which actually looks pretty fucking cool. It's where you go ahead and you prime it, or your base color is going to be the color you actually want under. So like if you want like a metallic color, you go ahead and do that. And then you hairspray it. You just put fucking hairspray. Aerosol, airspray, boom, 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 boom. But yeah, what you do is you do a base color, then you hairspray it, you let that dry, and then you actually put your base color. And then
what does the hairspray do?
That's a good question. What it does is it's easily peelable. So, like, you can go in with like just like a little sculpting tool, just like something sharp, or in some cases if it's bigger, like a toothbrush, like a hard bristle toothbrush and stuff like that. And you just run it along where you want it. And since the hairspray is just like, it's like a crackle paint almost, where you can just like chip it where you want to without like really anything. And once you've done like the chipping and everything that you want there, you lock it off with actual like a hard coat, like a gloss varnish, so that it locks it up, and then you can just finish painting in the details and whatever you want. So I thought that was a really cool thing that I just found on Instagram, and pretty fucking cool. I like that idea, and I really want to try it with some stuff. So I might be trying it out maybe on smaller scale stuff, like because Heresy always has so much battle damage on everything that I like that look, and I want to try to see if I can go for that. So yeah, those are some interesting little paint things. But in terms of AOS and the big thing here, they have a Tome Celestial for the Steel Souls. They're a kind of they're a warrior chamber from the Hallowed Knights, but they're special. They're led by Gardas of the Steel Souls. Of course, that's his name. It's named after him. Now it gives you a lot of different kind of lore behind them. They let you know, like, the big thing about them is that they're trying to prove themselves and how they cannot be broken. So they specifically put on, like, once they've killed like chaos things and shit, like sometimes they'll take them as tokens and wear them like on their their armor, to show like this cannot corrupt me. Like even this being so close to me cannot corrupt me. It will not corrupt me. I thought that was really cool.
Until it does.
Oh, that's the thing. It doesn't, because they actually talk about different characters. Like they talk about Gardas of the Seal Soul, which is their leader, but it also talks about where is he? He has a big thing. He's actually part of the. There's a book called Plague Garden, which deals all with the Steel Souls, and there's a guy. I know his name's in here somewhere, but he is a guys with the arrows. Is it a Velixer? The Lord of Velixer or Knight Velixer?
You're the one who would know, brother.
Yeah, they have so many fucking names. I can't remember them all. But his backstory is really cool because his is that he was he was like a surgeon back in the old world, and then Nurgle comes in, and he's just like fucking like, I won't allow you to kill these people, these patients of mine. So he starts killing all these Nurgle demons, and Papa Nurgle's like, I like that. And when he's gonna, what he does is he takes his soul, so he becomes Nurgle. Like he becomes like infected by Nurgle. In the stories, Sigmar actually brings him back. Like I think it's Gardas. Gardas actually kills him, and his soul is plucked by Sigmar, and all the Nurgle taint is burned out of his body. So he then becomes an actual Stormcast Eternal, and he's part of the reason why in that Plague Garden book, it's an awesome fucking book. If you have not read it, I suggest you do. You don't need to read anything else. They tell you everything you need to know there. They actually describe Nurgle, like, and actually seeing him, because in the Plague Guard, they go through the Plague Garden, and Gardas is like, I have to get out of here, and he finally realizes. They always call him the Sword. That's what they call him, which is weird. It's Gardas. You would think he's a shield, but he's the Sword of the Steel Souls. So he's in the Plague Garden, and then they're able to like rip even the Plague Garden source wall and go through the realm of Nurgle, and they just describe like this black, just like beyond black place, and then they start describing Nurgle and shit like that, and he actually hurts Nurgle. Like he actually is able to get a strike onto Nurgle, and Nurgle's just so pissed that he just fucking like flies him out of even the Plague Garden. He flies him out of everything, and he goes back to fucking Earth, and he dies, and he goes back, and he's of course remade. But like just that description alone is so fucking cool. And then there's some stuff that they do with Ilariel in there too, like where Ilariel is trying to be rebirthed and all that kind of stuff. Really cool book. Plague Gardens, go ahead and check it out. It's one of the very few AOS books I can highly recommend that you'll like. So, but yeah, this deals with them. They're part of that story. They did give you some stuff. Now, all they did was add Steel Souls to a lot of these battalions. So Steel Souls Warrior Chamber. There's already a Warrior Chamber in the Codex. It just doesn't have the same rule. So it still has the same battalion you need, one Lords of the Storm, Steel Souls of the Lords of the Storm. You need 3 Steel Souls of the Thunderhead Brotherhoods, 3 Steel Souls of the Hammerstrike Forces. The abilities with this is at the start of your hero phase, you can heal 1 wound allocated to each unit from this battalion. The problem is, when you actually do it, because I actually did this, it's 5,140 points. Mm-hmm. So it is not a matched play thing. You cannot use that one in here, but then the ones that it's made out of, like the Lords of the Storm, again, it's in the regular Stormcast book as just a normal thing. This is their version. You need a Lord Celestant. You need a Lord Relictor. You need a Lord Castellan. It's 0 to 1 units of Gryph-hounds, so you can take Gryph-hounds if you want. You do need an Azeros, a Knight Azeros. You need a Knight Heralder. You need a Knight Venator. And you need a Knight Vexillor. So you need pretty much 7 heroes in this one. Now, the ability is Saintly Assault, and it says once per battle at the start of your charge phase, you can declare a Saintly Assault. If you do so, you can reroll charge rolls for units from this battalion until the end of the phase. In addition, if you declare a Saintly Assault, add 1 to the attack's characteristic of melee weapons used by the units from this battalion until the end of this turn. So, pretty good. You can get to reroll your charges, and you get 1 extra attack. Thing is, it's 7
heroes.
It's 7 heroes. It's kind of hard to do. But the restriction is the Lord Celestant model cannot have a mount. So you can't use the one from the original. You have to use one standing by itself. The Steel Souls Thunderhead Brotherhood, which is kind of your baseline stuff. It's 3 units of Liberators and 2 units of Judicators. So 3 Shield Dudes and 2 units of Bows. This one, I think the actual battalion is 100 points. The Liberators are 100 points each. So as of right now, it's 400. Then you need 2 Judicators, which is 160. So you're looking at another 320. So you're looking at 720 for this battalion. But the thing is, that takes care of your core. You don't have to worry about it. Their ability is Strength through Sacrifice. At the end of the combat phase, if any model from a unit in this battalion were slain in the combat phase, add 1 to the Bravery characteristic of that unit until the end of the turn. Which is big, because they usually have already a 7 Bravery, usually. So it goes up to 8. So you're most likely not going to run. And that's pretty good for Judicators. If you did want to run this as your core, it's a great moving firing base. If you don't have like your artillery, your big shooters, just because Liberators are very good defensively. You know what I mean? They have their shields, especially if you're just using the storm, the shield and Warhammer. You're pretty much set there. You know, you can just move them 6 inches, have your Judicators fire where they need to. Within, I think it's 18 inches for their range, and you have Liberators that are right there to kind of take the brunt, so you can kind of make like a circle around your 10 Judicators or your 20 Judicators if you're that hard up for it, and you can get to reroll your or not reroll, but you get +1 Bravery to Battle Shock, so that's good. Then the next is the Steel Souls Hammerstrike Force. It is 2 units of Paladins and 1 unit of Prosecutors. So 2 units of like the heavy elite kind of guys, and then 1 flying. Their ability is Beacons of Faith. Subtract 1 from casting rolls for enemy wizards while they are within 18 of any units from this battalion. So they're kind of like a little shutdown for some magic users. I think the best one, honestly, just in terms of the bang for your buck, is the Thunderhead Brotherhood. Because, like I said, for 700 and something points, you have your core units that you don't have to worry about. And if you're paying like a 2,000 point game, you have 1,300 points of really hard, heavy things that you can bring in there. Or if you want to supplement some more shooting, that seems very good for the shooting cast. If you want to take like 3 of the, what are they called? The
Ballistas.
The ballistas. If you want to take 3 of them, that's 300 points. Plus that, you're already looking at just under 1,000 for the rest of your army, and you have a very, very good firing squad with some protection.
Stormcast, and Night Haunt. They would. Those are 2 armies that I would never want to play for the sole reason that there's too many fucking options.
Yes.
And most of them good.
Yes.
Like, if I'm playing Chaos Space Marines, I'm like, okay, I know what I'm taking because a lot of this book sucks. But Stormcast just has a lot of fucking options, and most of them viable.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of them, and then like all the other battalions and all that kind of stuff is really, really cool. So they are kind of like they're the poster boys of all this shit. But yeah, they are, but it doesn't mean that they're not good. They have a lot of options, and because of that, you can play the way you want to play. If you want to play a magic heavy thing, you can. They have a whole bunch of wizards that you can take. Evocators are kind of like must takes at this point. Because evocators are just too fucking good.
Yeah, even with my dwarves, my Karajan Overlords, I have 1 named HQ, Brock Gunderson, and 4 unnamed HQs. And like I have a hard time picking which HQs are going in my army because I think 1 out of the 4 is not that great. But the other 3 are really good, and I'm like, okay, do I want 2 chemists so I can get that powerful ass flamethrower, or do I want 2 admirals so I can get that powerful ass hammer? And I have a hard time choosing sometimes, and that's just with 3 fucking heroes to choose from.
And like half of that book for the Stormcast is like fucking heroes. They have so many heroes, it's ridiculous. But the thing with KO is, rumor is they're gonna get a new book like pretty fucking soon, because Fire Slayers just had their update, and in there they were kind of, mentioning KO and like some of the stuff there. They were also mentioning Chaos Dwarves, which I will bring up in just a bit. But then there is also the Dispossessed, which are the normal kind of dwarves that we remember from fantasy. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about. And I know John has some more pressing things he wants to talk about. So why don't you take it from here, John?
Yeah, well, this year I volunteered to run the canned food drive for Red Star Gaming, and so I have a template here for what I'm trying to do. It's going to be June 22nd, and all this information will be going on to Red Star Gaming group page for those of you who are in San Antonio and are interested. I just wanted to mention it here so that everybody could get an idea for what's going to happen, and also so that people in other cities can have the template for running their own food drive event, because Red Star does one every year, and they get a lot of fucking cans, for the food bank.
Yes, sir.
So for this event, it's going to be the final battle for Vigilus. I have a Gilliman player and an Abaddon player, and they're going to be on the same table with a special rule for the table that neither Gilliman nor Abaddon can be sniped. They're going to die. They're going to die in close combat, hopefully facing each other. If not, though, it will be, through close combat unless somebody places something stupidly and they get shot off the table. But no snipers against either unit. So they're going to be 2,000-point games. So it's a point system, but it's still open play. And that's to keep it a little bit more balanced. As balanced as a game like this can possibly get.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time Will Anson ran an Armageddon event, it was 2,000 points. I took a Baneblade, a Knight, a Lord of Change, and a Lord of Skulls, and that was my fucking list. It was a fun list to play, too. So it's 2,000 points, but it's still open play. So you got free summoning, no restrictions on spell casting, no reserve points for assassins. I decided to throw that in there because you still have to pay your command points, but you don't have to pay reserve points because it's basically the same as summoning. So why would I make you pay reserve points for assassins when I'm not paying them for my demons? Non-battle forged is okay, like I mentioned. The army that I played last time, 3 Lords of War and 1 HQ is... Yeah, I don't care what you bring, just have fun. Every person's going to get 10 command points regardless of what they bring. It's going to be good guys versus bad guys, obviously. The Imperium, Tau, and Eldar on one side. And Chaos, Necrons, Dark Eldar, Tyranids, Orcs, and Gene Stealers on the other.
Really stacking the deck there, huh?
There's a lot more Imperium than... I mean, you know, there's a lot of Imperium. So, because when you think Chaos, you got Chaos Space Marines, Demons, and Chaos Guard, and Chaos Knights. When you think Imperium, you got Sisters of Battle, Imperial Guard, Space Marines, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Imperial Knights, Mechanicum. Probably more stuff that I can't even remember right now. Who knows? Custodies. So.
Everybody bring custodies.
It's gonna start off with 45-minute turns, which
Okay.
is the same thing that Will did last time. It worked out pretty well because really only the first turn took 45 minutes. After that, there was so much dead shit that the turns just started getting quicker and quicker.
And especially since everybody took bigger stuff, like
Yeah.
that stuff blow up, it's like, alright, I only have like a few things now to move. So, you're thinking less each turn.
So we're gonna use the battle zone. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the one with falling debris. So like, you know, ships are blowing up in the atmosphere and all that shit's coming down.
Mm-hmm.
So every unit has to roll a die on a 6. It takes something mortal wounds, D3 maybe, D6, I don't know. So that's gonna happen twice during the game. That's gonna happen at the beginning of the game before anything starts, and it's also gonna happen when we return from the lunch break to symbolize the vengeful spirit getting shot out of the sky.
Damn right.
So, before, there used to be, in the previous can drives, you took 10 cans and you got to roll on a d6 to get a random ability. This time I'm taking out the randomness, but, and then charging cans according to how good an ability is. So for infantry and bikers, 2 cans for a 6-up invul save, or a +1 to a maximum of 4. 2 cans for a 6-up feel no pain, or a +1 to a maximum of 4. Also, before I go on with this list, you can only buy 1 ability per unit, and you can buy abilities for your entire army, but 1 per unit. So you can't take the feel no pain and the invul save on 1 set of guys.
Gotcha. Can you take the feel no pain for all of your army if you have the cans for it?
Yes.
Okay.
You can buy the same rule as many times as you want.
Okay.
So 2 cans for advancing and charging, 2 cans for advancing and firing, but at a -1 ballistic skill, -2 for heavy.
Okay.
3 cans for a 5-up feel no pain, or a +2 to a maximum of 3. 3 cans for a 5-up invul save, or a +2 to a maximum of 3. Now keep in mind, people, that I am realizing this as even more so as I go along reading this out loud, that some of these abilities might be a little cheap, and they probably will be going up to 4 or 5 cans, especially the 5-up feel no pain and the 5-up
this is just a primer, so you can expect things, but it will be finalized when it's brought up on the Red
Star page. But those 2 abilities are probably going to go up to 5 cans. And I know it kind of sounds like a lot, and you're thinking, oh, 5 cans, that's $5. How many times do I got to pay that for my army? But this is a charity event, so shut the fuck up and open your wallet.
Yeah, right. So being a fucking asshole and give to people that are less fortunate. And just remember, people that are less fortunate is usually kids, so come on.
Yeah.
Give it up for the kids.
Yeah, very much so. So 2 cans for a +3 movement, 2 cans for a +1 leadership, 3 cans for a +1 ballistic skill, and 3 cans for a +1 weapon skill. So you get to choose what you want, where you want it. For vehicles, and this is for vehicles that specifically do not benefit from a chapter tactic. So your Dreadnought could not take this, but your Repulsor could. Okay?
Or your Land Raider.
Yeah, your Land Raider. So 5 cans for It Will Not Die, you would generate 1 wound per turn.
Okay.
2 cans for Blood-Soaked Gears regenerates 1 wound for each damage dealt in close combat.
Okay.
3 cans for the Best Gunners in the Galaxy. Choose 1 weapon. The vehicle can move and fire it normally. 1 can for a +2 movement, 2 cans for a +1 ballistic skill, and 1 can for a +1 weapon skill. And then 2 cans for camo netting, gains cover at 25% obscured instead of 50.
Nice.
And then I have the Titan keyword chart.
Okay.
So 6 cans for, and I don't know if is it jerry rigged? Jerry rigged?
I think it's jerry rigged.
So 6 cans for jerry rigged. Through the power of duct tape and chewing gum, you never use the 3rd level on your wounds chart, no matter how many wounds you suffer. So,
Gotcha.
if you are a land raider, your last 3 wounds you'll be hitting on 6s normally, right? Or 5s. I don't know how it goes. So you just ignore the bottom tier on your 3-tiered decreasing chart thingy. 5 cans for a +1 ballistic skill, 5 cans for a +1 weapon skill, or 7 for roll 2 dice when determining each random number of shots and discard the lowest.
Sounds good.
So that's what I got.
Pretty good. Now, what I'm thinking as well, and this is just me kind of spitballing right now. What I'm going to do is I will most likely buy cans and have them set up there.
Mm-hmm.
You can pay for those cans there. Those cans are going to go to your food for the food drive. You can purchase those cans from me. All the money that I get from that is also going to the charity. But it also gives you a chance if you're unable to go to the store and you still want to get some of this stuff. I'll most likely have cans there for you, and all the money will be donated to the charity as well.
Nice.
So it's just something I was thinking about as well.
And another thing that I think I did it today. I'm not even sure. I think I did it today. It's been a long day, folks. So I went to work at 4 in the morning, and because it was quiet and lonely, I had a lot of thinking to do.
So emo.
It's really fucking dead in that place at 4 in the morning.
Fair enough.
I was like, wait a minute, why don't I reserve a table for 30K? We're doing Heresy Resurrection. Maybe 30K people would like to play the Can Drive event. So since I barely came up with that idea today, I don't have a list ready to go, but it's gonna be, you're gonna be able to buy stuff like rending or flesh. I don't even know all the rules because it's been so long since I played 7.
Yeah. But I get you.
Tank hunter, scouting, infiltrating. You're gonna be able to buy those special rules for units for a certain number of cans.
Maybe buy marksman because it's been taken out of the book.
So that we're gonna have a table set aside for 4 to 6 people to play 30K on. If 4 to 6 people are interested, which Roman's interested.
Yes, and like I was saying before, if at any point there is more people that want to do it, kind of things like that, and I have to, get out of there, and somebody can take my place, that's completely fine. I have no problem with that, especially since this is kind of something that John decided to do, and I think it's awesome. So if there's more people that are interested in that kind of stuff, again, join the Heresy Resurrection page, join the Red Star page. I'm sure it'll be double posted there as well if you're only interested in Heresy. But if you do want to do the 40K as well, you can do that.
Yeah. I'm going to be doing the 40K side. Mike Blatton's going to be our Abaddon player. I'm going to be on the table with him with my my Demon Sluts of Slanesh. I recently got Zarachniel, the greater Keeper of Secrets, the Forge World one.
Oh, the huge one?
Yeah, so I'm going to summon the fuck out of that.
You gonna try?
I'm going to summon the fuck out of it.
He's going to try.
No.
Did you notice that, I don't know if anybody kind of saw this, in the Warhammer community page, they were kind of going over, like, oh, this is the kind of stuff for Slanesh, for the Hedonites of Slanesh. They have depravity points, and depravity points kind of shrinks down to DP. So it's kind of funny that Slanesh, of all people, gets DPs, from things. So you get 1 DP, 3 DP, 6 DP, and you get DPs to summon more demon sluts.
He's talking about double penetration.
That's right, people. Double anal, double vaginal, whatever you want. Just double penetration. Be 1 and 1.
Airtight. You know.
There you go. Fucking doesn't matter. Do what you want. I ain't gonna judge you.
I'm gonna jerk off, but I'm not gonna judge you.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna just fucking splooge everywhere I can. But, is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Oh yeah. So for 5, 10, or 15 cans, you can take the thing from Chapter Approved, where you give special rules to an unnamed character. So it's a hero, a mighty hero, or a legendary hero, and you got these abilities here that you can purchase. You can only do this once, so if you get a hero, you can't get a legendary hero. So, pay the 15 cans to get your legendary hero, because you get to choose 8 abilities off of these fucking awesome fucking things here.
Jesus.
There's weapon improvements, psychic enhancements, characteristic modifiers, and additional abilities.
And you can just take 8 of them?
Yeah, you just take 8 of them.
On top of a hero that already has something?
Well, it goes on nameless heroes, so you could put it on a captain who already has the reroll 1's aura. You could also throw 8 additional abilities on him and just make him put him,
Make him a tank.
Yeah.
Alright, fair enough.
So, I actually haven't gone through this list too much, but you got reroll hit rolls of 1 in the fight phase for friendly subfaction units within 6 inches of this model. Another one is this model can perform heroic intervention if after the enemy has completed all of their charge moves, it is within 6 inches. Add 1 to damage characteristics for ranged weapons used by this model. Each wound roll of 6 made for this model's ranged attacks inflicts 1 mortal wound. So you just give fucking the sniper roll to any fucking gun that you have. Roll a dice each time a friendly subfaction model within 6 inches of this model is slain in the fight phase. On a 6, the unit that made the attack that slew the model suffers 1 mortal wound. So there's a lot of good stuff. Strike and fade. After this model has fought in the fight phase, it can immediately pile in D3 plus 3 inches in any direction, not just towards the closest enemy unit. Direct fire. Each time you make a wound roll of 6 in the shooting phase for a friendly subfaction unit within 6 inches of this model, the AP characteristics of that attack is improved by 1. So yeah, you can just put 8 fucking auras on a sergeant that already has its own built-in aura and just fucking wreck shit.
Sounded pretty sexy.
So yeah, that's 5, 10, and 15 cans for hero, bigger hero, and biggest hero.
Small, medium, large, guys.
Yeah.
Alright, is that all? Is that all you're gonna talk about?
Yeah. Other than we got to see the sprue for the Keeper of Secrets today. I was pretty excited about that. It got a lot of weapon options, a lot of extra pieces.
You can also what is it? Sky.
Like the Keeper no, I am talking about the Keeper of Secrets. The Lord of Change also had a bunch of additional weapons and extra pieces, and I was able to just port those out into different places, including making pretty nice demon prints of Zinch. So there's already a lot of good extra pieces in the Keeper of Secrets box, so you can do a lot of that stuff. And then the Slanesh Demon Prince Herald combo dual model.
Yeah. Xerxes.
It gets Xerxes. It gets 8 D3 attacks at strength 4, AP -1, 1 damage. That's from the whip. And then 8 more attacks at strength 7, which is strength user, I believe, which means if you have something that pumps strength up like another herald, it'll go to strength 8. At AP -3, damage 3. Flat damage 3. Oh yeah, here we go. And then since it's a herald, you get the +1 strength, so it's a strength 5 whip and a strength 8 axe.
Jeez.
And then they gave the Keeper a new hand option that heals you D3 if you killed anything, and then there's a relic to heal 1 wound per model slain, to replace the Keeper Sword or the Demon Prince Sword. So that's some pretty nice stuff coming out for Slanesh.
Yeah, and especially with the AOS, the Hedonites book, apparently one of the things that does kind of follow them is that they can, in AOS, they can challenge a hero. So if they're within 3 inches of a hero, they make a challenge. And, basically a challenge. I think it's called like a alluring temptation or something like that. Where basically, if you deny a fight with your Slanesh hero or your Keeper of Secrets, they just take D3 wounds. Like, you just roll D3 and that's it. But if they do, they get a disadvantage as well. So it's
nice.
like they're either gonna take damage or they're just gonna get fucked in
Yeah.
combat. So I was like, oh, okay, that's really fucking sweet. So that's really cool. That made me kind of excited for AOS. I'm like, oh, this is like some cool stuff.
I was gonna call my my Demonkin of Slanesh Sodomites of Slanesh, because Hedonites is already taken, and well, Sodomites is a funny word.
You just like sodomy.
Well, I'm a special boy.
Yeah, yeah. But is there anything else that you want to get off your chest here? Fucking heathen.
No, I think I'm good.
I'm good, because I have one more thing. Now, everybody knows I'm an idiot, and well, I buy things on eBay without intentionally trying to. I just place bids on things, expecting not to win. I end up winning, and today I got this.
Hey, it came in. Damn,
yes,
that's a nice book.
It is a very nice book. The book I hold in my hand is Warhammer. Just Warhammer.
Yeah.
Tamra Khan, The
bro.
Throne of Chaos. So this is a Warhammer fantasy book. It's a Forge World. It's the only Forge World book, I believe, that fantasy ever really had. It has some cool things in here, and I just want you to say stop, and I will go over one of the characters that's in here. All right, Leopold the Black. All right, let me go to his little rule thing here. Leopold, he's equipped with full plate armor, which I believe gives him a 5-up, like feel no pain, basically. He has a shield, gore prow, bearded warhorse, or barded warhorse, I'm sorry. His special rules is Blessing of the Leath, Murderous Charge, Dark Renown, Immune by Psychology. He is a lore choice for the Empire Army. So, not only that, I'm just going to read just a little bit of his lore here. Just a couple of lines, see if I can whet your appetite, Jen. The notorious mercenary commander, and in recent years self-made border prince, Leopold the Black, as he styles himself, although the number is far less complimentary. Epithet have been commonly applied by former allies and tavern validate. I know I'm just fucking turning you off. It's a whole bunch of fantasy shit. But yeah, that's how he looks. I won't go into the whole thing.
It looks cool.
He does look cool, but I was hoping you know, focus on that. It is a Chaos Dwarf, Demon Smith, and Sorcerers. He looks pretty fucking tits. I am still going to do a Warhammer Fantasy Battles army. I love square bases, and I love rank and file looks. So I'm going to still do that. And every episode, I'm going to bring this bad boy with me. And I'm going to try to get John to get into Warhammer Fantasy Battles.
I played too many games already.
I think you could squeeze in one more. What does it matter? What does it matter?
My wallet can't handle it, bro.
Bullshit. I will make you this. I will make this decree right here, right now. If you get into Warhammer Fantasy Battles, you just buy the army, right? You buy the army, whatever it is, right? Because you have Battlescribe, you can research an army that you like and what you're thinking about for 2,000 points. I will buy you the army book. I will paint all of your models. You just have to learn how to play it. I'm giving you. I will paint. I will fully paint an army for you. You just gotta decide what it is. You just gotta decide. I buy the army book for you. Like you didn't have to pay the $30 or whatever on eBay to buy that book. I get it for you. You just have to fucking learn how to play this game. That's all. And if anybody else wants to join in on this fantasy battles train, let me know, because I'm into dead games. It's just a fucking fantasy thing. I just like all this bullshit.
What army are you going with on it?
Since I have this Tamarkan thing, I'm thinking about starting up some fucking Chaos Dwarves. The only problem is that it's a Forge World army, so it's going to be fucking expensive. Especially that I need a lot, because it's fucking Warhammer Fantasy Battles. But if anything, I still have... like my options open. I can still fuck with almost any army because I kind of like them all. The Empire has really been I've been eyeballing just because I like those steam tanks and shit like that. I like that stupid kind of shit. But I was thinking of Warriors of Chaos. But if you want to go Warriors of Chaos, you can do that. I'll do Chaos Dwarves or I'll do another army. I like them all.
I'll think about it.
I'm just saying.
I'll think about it.
You buy the fucking things because you just have a problem with not buying things.
I do.
So why not just buy some stuff that you don't even have to worry about? You just buy it and you can just throw it in my face and be like, paint it, you whore. And I'll be like, yeah, I asked for this. I'll make it even better for you. You don't even have to assemble it if it's not assembled. If it's new in box, I'll fucking assemble it for you. I'm making you a sweet deal here, John. You didn't even have to do shit.
Except to learn a whole other gaming system and spend money on it.
Look, bro, the fucking... If you know how to... The wound chart and the fucking hit chart work in Heresy, you're halfway there. You just gotta learn fucking wheeling and movement and marches and all that shit.
I'll think about it.
No, you're gonna fucking do it. And if anybody else wants to get down on this, I mean, if you want to get down some square base action, let me know, all right? And we'll fucking do a old world resurrection.
If anybody has a square base army that they want to get rid of, I am kind of considering
if
playing
anybody
this game.
has Tomb Kings, because I just like those stupid Tomb Kings. Anybody has some, like any of them, let me know. Like, contact me either in the YouTube comments if you're there, or if you're in, in San Antonio, if you're within here, I'm on the Red Star page. Go ahead and contact me there. I really do like Tomb Kings. That was an army I was thinking about doing before any of the other ones that I was thinking about. Like, even I was thinking about doing Skaven and Seraphon for them as well, or Seraphon, Lizardmen, for Warhammer Fantasy Battles. But like Tomb Kings, come on. There's a whole bunch of skeletons with fucking Egyptian theme. Come on. I like that. Even though I hear they were by far the worst army in 8th edition. I don't care. I don't expect to win in this game. So if you have any of that stuff, or if you have a full square based army for John, let me know and we'll talk some stuff out. Anything else you want to add to this?
That's it.
Alright, guys. We will see you next time. And fucking, what did we say?
See you in the warp.
See you in the warp.